Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, thought I saw a guy. Just a second. I thought I saw somebody over here. Okay, here we are. We're over by the helmets for the big road or the big daddies. Before I do that, however, one real quick bit of business I want to take care of. A couple things up in here. There's one plasmid that we're missing. I'm not sure if it's a plasmid or a tonic. I think it's a plasmid that I missed, and I just walked right by it. It was on the screen and everything, and I just missed it. So we're gonna head up there real fast and grab that before we do the whole Big Daddy thing. So let's just run up here super fast. Let's see, where are we? Oh yeah, also, I forgot about this. So there's the back of that room that we couldn't get into before, which I don't know what this does. I think yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't a clue. Oh, hey. It turns off the generator.
Fuck! Don't run!
Why are you bugging me? I'm busy. Hey, it's safe. Okay, sure. Hello, down piece, please. Okay, there we go. Another down piece. Down with you, and then over. Thank you. Let's pop that open. Ooh, 69 bucks. Alright, that's cool. There you go. See, that's what I was missing before. And I kind of realized it when I was doing the editing on the last one that that's how you open those doors. Okay, anyway, where was I going? We gotta go, no, I'm going the wrong way. We gotta go this way. Yeah, into, I think, plasma prototyping. No, not plasma prototyping. I'm lost. I need to get over here. Dude, get out of the bloody way. Yeah, this is the one. And there it is. And I don't know why I didn't see it, because actually it was on the screen. You know, alarm expert 2. Yeah, I don't know that I really need it. But now we have it. Oh yeah, we can pick up anything that we need. Okay, sure. Okay, that was it. That was a lot of bit of business I wanted to take care of before we head back to the section and get our helmet.
The parasite hates 3 things: free markets, free will, and free man.
Okay, guys. This might very well be the last gameplay episode of this series. Is it this one? Can't remember which side we were on. No, I think it was the other side. Although this will not be the final episode of the series, we do have a couple of challenge maps to play. 3 of them, I think. So we will do that in the next episode. And also the museum to go through. Hey dude. Seriously? Okay.
Yes. Now this is a Big Daddy. Are you ready?
No.
Now go to the Little Sister vent by the proving grounds.
Okay. It's hard to see. Dude, you're bugging me. Now quit it. Boy, lots of money. Okay, let's continue. So, I don't know, I could be wrong about this being the last episode. I'm not really sure, because I know there's another major thing that we've got to do, but I don't know how long it takes. It could take, 10 minutes, or it could take 30. Oh, our wallet's full. Should probably buy some stuff.
You need to bring them out of hiding and then they'll let you in the door. Go on, hit the vent with your wrench.
Hit the vent with my wrench, okay. Hey little sister.
On the bitter. It would mean very much to me if you will be gentle with the girl. Mein kleines Mädchen.
Yay, we're through. Okay, I guess we're going to the next level. Here we go. Okay, guys. Here we are.
The little ones will lead you to Fontaine, but you must protect them.
Okay, I'm going to put a save here. And the reason I'm going to do this is because there is a golden reel in here, and I'm not entirely sure where it is. So if we miss it, I can come back and get it. Okay, let's go.
Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the angels dancing in the sky.
That's it, kid. It's been a long road. You don't even remember most of it. Put you on a sub when you were just a sprat.
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B.
Okay, we gotta protect her.
Angels don't wait for slowpokes. Hurry, Mr. B. Angels are waiting.
Who's shooting at what? Okay.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
I thought the little sisters were invulnerable. Maybe we should use frag grenades.
child bit. Oh, me poor Moira. Ay, me wee baby Patrick.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
Maybe one day I'll get me a real family. They play well with the suckers.
Mr. B! Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B. Angels don't wait for slowpokes.
Sure. Uh-oh, I see a camera. Is the camera gonna be all aggro-y?
Hurry, Mr. B! Angels are waiting for our kisses.
Where'd she go? Nope, it's not gonna mess.
Hurry, Mr. B!
Awesome.
I can see the angels dancing in the sky.
Gosh, I'm really not sure what weapon to use at this point. I will use napalm.
Time to go, Mr. B!
Look at them. Even though they are physically free of the need together,
Girl, Mr. B.
Suchung's mental conditioning still holds them to their terrible past. For sins such as this, you can never atone.
Hurry up, girl. Hurry up. No.
Dancing! I like it. Hurry, Mr. B! I can see it was pretty angel, Mr. B.
Sit down.
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B. Angels don't wait for slowpokes.
Nobody touches the girl. Are you done?
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
Where are you going? Where are we going? What you doing?
Hurry, Mr. B. I can
Well-
see the angels.
I feel like you're the one that's holding us up more so than I am. Stay away from the girl. Stay away from the girl.
Angels don't wait for
No one touches the girl.
Hurry, Mr. Bubbles.
Okay. Come on, girl.
Time to go, Mr. B. Hurry, Mr. B.
I'm coming.
Angels are waiting for our kisses.
Yep. It's so cool that like they consider me one of the big daddies.
Up, Mr. B. No time to waste.
Watch out!
This one's
The
ready
in their
to
heart
burst,
will draw
Mr.
the
B.
attention of this flight.
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B. Angels don't wait for slowpokes. I'm a good girl. Mr. B, no time to waste. It looks sad, Mr. B. Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the angels dancing in the sky. It is a pretty angel.
I wonder if I can hack this machine. Don't attack me now. Let's hack this. And then by doing so, maybe we can get some help. Down, over, over. Oh, she's done. Okay.
Hurry!
Stop that. What the heck are you doing?
Help me! Hurry, Mr. B! Angels are waiting for our kisses.
Why were you attacking my little sister? Look what you did to her, you rat bastard.
Hurry! Hurry, Mr. Bubbles! Hurry! Hurry, Mr. Bubbles!
Why is he all up there?
I'm ready for dream time, Mr. B.
Okay, are you gonna go to sleep?
A rapture reminder.
Don't be a slowpoke, Mr. B.
No, get out of the pit! Stop it! God, did you get in more in the way? Where'd you go? God, those turrets do more damage than anything else. No.
Hop off, Mr. B. No time to waste. Hurry, Mr. B. I can see angels dancing in the sky.
My little sister's all wounded and it's from those turrets, which is really annoying.
Mr. Bubbles.
Let's see, we'll have you. I don't know if this does any good or not, but yeah, whatever. Go that way. I need more over pieces, people. This way and this way. Thank you. Where'd she go? I can't see. I can't. Get off of there.
Hurry, Mr. B.
What I was thinking. Never spliced up once the whole time I was down here in this aquarium. Figured it was bad to mix business with pleasure, but forget all the nose candy and floor polish I've been wasting time with. This stuff is the mother's milk.
Okay, you gotta. You see.
Angels don't wait for slowpoke.
Gosh dang it! Look what you did to my little sister. That is not cool.
They're not longer infused with Adam. They are as vulnerable as any child. If a little one falls, you can call for another at the vent. But to lose even one is a sin.
Well, it wasn't my fault. I can't help it if, you know, the damn turrets are beating the tar out of them. Oh, sorry. I mean, you know. I mean, between the turrets and the bots, I couldn't keep her safe. It's not my fault. I feel like it wasn't my fault. Where'd she go? No.
Hurry! The harvesting will draw the attention of the splicers.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Calm down. This way. This way. That's right, get her. I can't see what's going on. Where's she at?
It looks bad.
Get out of here.
Angel looks like dancing.
It's hard.
Adam, Mr. B.
It's hard to see in this thing. Well, sadly I lost one. But I feel like, there wasn't much I could do about it. I mean, if I knew right where the turrets were and stuff, I could have probably run ahead and cleared them before she got there. What's up with you, dude? Hey, stop it! Why are you all over me? Quit! Stop! I'm trying. Would you please get out of the way? You rat bastard.
Better for the girls to be with you. Better with you than alone. Alone in the crawling darkness.
Man. Got a crazy ass Big Daddy. I don't know what his problem was. You gonna open the door? Oh, what's all this about? There's a fire there. Where'd she go?
That might be plenty for the wicked scrubs and a pencil dishes. But I need more. More! I want to splice till I have nothing left to splice with!
Fontaine is nearby. You are reaching close now.
Okay, she's done, I guess.
There! You must use the needle of the little sister to drain Fontaine of his Adam. It is the only way to defeat him. Fontaine waits above. There will be no going back from here. Make sure you are ready to face him before moving on.
Okay, I'll be sure to make sure I'm ready to face him. Okay, yes. Let's hit this thing. Yeah, we want to get each one of these. Combat tonic slot to finish off our combat tonics. I don't really know. Let's go with the fire one. And then a health upgrade. And then an Eve upgrade. And that leaves us with 10, but that's fine. Okay. The director's commentary should be here. There it is. I see it. Alright guys, I'm going to play this, and then I'll cut it in at the end of the episode, which is not too far away, I think. Okay. Alright guys, so, let's see here. I mean, I guess we could hack this. We may as well auto-hack. We gotta be ready for... I don't know, I guess that's it. We're basically ready to go. So here's the last bit of the game.
I remember when me and the crowd put you in that sub. You were no more than 2. You were my ace in the hole, but you were also the closest thing I ever had to a son. And that's why this hurts. Betrayal, kid. Life ain't strictly business.
Okie dokie. Hey, Fontaine.
Go! Go now! Hit him with the needle!
How do I do that?
Come
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. No, you don't.
Need a minute. Then
Oh, give me that, Adam. Help me. Stop doing that.
good money for you. This is what I get.
No, you don't. Get out of here.
You think I'm alone in this world? I got more than enough mugs to watch my back while I recharge.
Yeah, that's right. Why do I keep missing that guy? Where's he at? Oh, I shot between his legs? Come on now. Come here, Fontaine.
Barely getting started.
No, you're done. Ooh.
I had you built. I sent you topside. I called you back, showed you what you was capable of. Even that life you thought you had, that was something I dreamed up and had tattooed inside your head. Now, if you don't call that family, I know what is. And now,
Yeah, get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, that's right. Oh, I think he got him. I think he's down.
They offered you this city. And you refused it. And what did you do instead? What I've come to expect of you. You saved them. You gave them the one thing that was stolen from them. A chance. A chance to learn. To find love. To live. And in the end, what was your reward? You never said. But I think I know. A family.
Well, there you go, guys. Very nice. Okay, well, that's the end, guys. That's the end of the game. Okay, like I've been saying, there's a couple of additional content things. There's 3 of them: the Iron Team, Shocking Turn of Events, and Worlds of Hurt. We'll go through those next episode. There's also the museum, and we'll go through probably 2 episodes. Probably I'll do 2 of these next time, and then the third one the time after that, and then added onto that, we'll do the museum. So there'll probably be 2 more episodes in the series. But that's the end of the game part of the the game. So yeah. All right, gang. We will stop here, and we will pick this back up in the next episode. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.
The illusion of choice is a thinly veiled dynamic that drives many single-player gaming experiences. And while many developers spend a lot of time trying to convince players that choice is real and authentic in their games, the truth more often is that choice is a superficial concept in gaming narrative. Bioshock confronted this idea head-on, searing into our minds a innocuous 3-word phrase with an unforgettable new meaning. Would you kindly? A Of course, one of the most memorable moments in the game is the "Would you kindly" phrase and the reveal of how that's been motivating the player throughout the entire game. It's still, to me, one of the most classic kind of narrative moments in games in the past decade. What's interesting about that phrase is that it didn't always start like that. Can you tell us sort of about the evolution of sort of the conditioning of the player? And there was once Excelsior was the phrase once?
Yeah, this is, I'm trying to recall some of this. So we had the idea, because we had the Andrew Ryan scene very early, and we knew sort of all the events that would happen. There were phrases before there was "would you kindly." The notion existed and what it meant and what it was, but we didn't actually have the phrase "would you kindly" until later. So we had a bunch of terms we threw in there. And like Excelsior was it for one point. That's probably comes from my Stan Lee fanboyism.
Was that like, so throughout the game it would have been like Excelsior?
Just randomly
There are some things when you're making games you just sort of throw in as like, we need
Sounds
something.
cool in
We
a
need
concept.
Why don't you head
something
over
here.
there, Excelsior?
And then it sits there
Yeah.
for a year.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you kind of forget it's not good, right? And then until somebody comes along and says, dude.
Seriously?
Yeah.
what's
Or you meant it
Excelsior?
to be like a stub in. You never
Right.
meant it
Yeah.
to actually gain traction, and then you're like, oh crap.
But that sense of some phrase or word being repeated throughout the game that you wouldn't really realize its meaning
Yes.
Until later, that was there very early on.
Yes, yeah. And the fact that you would have something that seemed like a non-thing and then came back at you like a freight train later on it was there from pretty early.
Sit, would you kindly? Stand, would you kindly? Run! Stop! Turn. A man chooses. A slave obeys.
So that phrase evolved, but talk about that, the sort of meta-narrative of, being in a game, thinking that you have a sense of choice and making these decisions, but then obviously realizing that the player ultimately didn't have choice or was conditioned in a way that they would react to that. That was, sort of a new idea for a game. Where did that come from on your side, kind of? Was there sort of a deeper sort of, meaning behind it?
No, look, I think I was always interested in the concept, whether it's, Oedipus, not to get too pointy-headed here, but Oedipus sort of thinking he has, I'm going to leave, this city and go to another city because there's been this prophecy about me and I'm going to avoid my fate and I'm in complete control, and then finding out he's not in control at all, to the Manchurian Candidate, which is a story I love about, somebody who you find out is just a puppet, living a life of a man, and Fight Club. I always love those kind of stories about who am I and what is my agency in this world, because look, we struggle. I think everybody struggles that. How much we really have control over, and how much is our boss or parents or whatever telling us what to do. So that seemed like a natural thing for a story, and because it came from movies, that idea a lot, and plays. Yeah. I don't think it was very. There was a lot of. It hadn't been explored in games really, and games are particularly interesting because
you feel like you are interacting with choice, yeah.
And you're really being, most games, especially at the time, you're really just being railroaded down a corridor. It's very easy to underestimate gamers, and I think probably I did a little of my own underestimation there, that it would be a little too pointy-headed for people, but people seem to really engage, because it spoke to an experience they had, a struggle as a gamer they've always had, which is like, I want to control, but how much control do I really have in this game?
True. And Sean, it was also something that, was a great surprise when you played through the game. And I'm sure even for people on the team, did everyone know that when Ken was sort of doing it, or it was revealed as people played through it?
I think, at some point the entire team knew. It wasn't, it was something that was talked about with a smaller group before, it was brought to the entire team. Early on, when you heard the idea and you just kind of clicks, right? You're like, okay, I totally get this.
Did people get it? I seem to remember people looking at me like I was like a lunatic.
Maybe not the specifics, and maybe it's the Excelsior, or you may be talking about the Excelsior time, but the idea that you don't really have choice, and exactly like you said, you played through how many video games, and everybody's game is going to end the same way. You're going to kill these people, you're going to pass through these checkpoints, and you think you have a choice, but ultimately the only real choice is stop playing the game. So the idea that we're kind of like taking that on resonated. Now the actual, like, is it Excelsior, or is it the Latin phrase I forgot, or if it's would you kindly?
See, here's how I remember it, and I could be, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I can remember being so surprised by the outside reaction, because I remember the internal reaction being completely nobody connected or engaged to it. We worked on it.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of surprised by the outside reaction, because I kind of thought it was like, as I said, it's a bit academic, right?
Yeah.
And it could also be a function of...
We're playing it close to the vest.
I could be misremembering it, or it could also just be a function of nobody making the game had the experience of playing it through and getting to that moment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it was revealed to them in advance of really playing it, so it wasn't that surprise.
Yeah, they had seen it in all its really half-assed, development stages along the way.
Out of order.
Yeah, out of order and all that.
And it's not really something you can play test over an afternoon, because it takes a little while to get to that point.
You need to lack the knowledge about what the game is to be able to sort of have that experience all the way through. I know you guys have talked about the idea of Atlas, the voice actor changing, and it was, I guess, very important that you nailed that actor, right? And you trusted that actor until there was sort of the Fontaine reveal and sort of understanding that.
Yes, trust was everything there, right? And so there was something about either the actor or the writing or the accent that just people immediately said, this guy's no good.
Right.
When the first Atlas we had, because you have to trust this guy, and if you don't, there's no trust. There's no punch in the gut. I think we've really focused on making him have personal stakes in the story as well. That he had his family trapped. Of course, it was all fiction, right? But he had skin in the game. He sort of spoke to you as a friend, and especially because the whole world was so hostile to you. I think it took a while to get that exactly right.
Listen, I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe... I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again.
Sean, what do you hope is the kind of lasting legacy of Bioshock? 10 years hence, a lot of things you guys were doing, have sort of become common now, right? With upgrades and moral choices in games and whatnot. But it was really pioneering work a decade ago. When you reflect on it, what do you hope people remember the game for sort of pushing forward?
For me, it's telling a story with the medium and how we used everything available to us to tell that story. We used the environment to set up the backstory of Rapture and really create a sense of space, which I think is vitally important to getting the players to trust that, to sit down and kind of like just be in the space and let these things happen. Even the radio logs, the rudimentary animation that we had at the time. I mean, we really sat down with the tools that we had and at our disposal and tried to tell a meaningful story. Maybe not meaningful, but something that would be memorable to people that they could take away and, like you said earlier, have that water cooler moment where they're excited enough to talk about it after they put the controller down. So for me, I think the legacy is that it was a story well told.
For me, it was a sense of place, being like the Rapture's a real thing, even though it's not. It's actually a very crude, from the time, a relatively crude bunch of polygons and texture maps. It's only, the original game is only in 720, I think. And I played a lot of it when we were testing it on a 14-inch, SD television. That it still felt like a sense of place in the music and the characters, that it's a real place. And I think that my memories of the Bioshock games was that I take away that Rapture's a real place and Elizabeth's a real person. Those are the two sort of big things that stick with me with those two games. And that's sort of what I'll always, carry forward with me in my life.
Bioshock is, it's a place, but as we saw with Infinite, I mean, it's an idea and it's a sort of a type of game. I think a lot of people say this is a type of experience. When you think about, your career, where you guys want to go, I mean, that idea of those types of games, do you miss it now that you've sort of moved on to other things now, or do you feel like it's sort of, you've closed that chapter?
I mean, it's always a part of what you do. Like, System Shock 2 was a part of Bioshock, but it wasn't System Shock 2. It was you're growing past that and trying out new things. I think Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite, and even going back to SWAT 4, those will always be a part of my experience as a game developer and what we're trying to do with the medium. So I don't think it's something that you just draw a line and say, we'll never return, because there's always lessons that you can learn and things that you bring with you to the next project that you're working on.
Yeah. I don't think the new game is going to, people are not going to be surprised that this game is new games from us. They're going to see a lot of what we had done before in terms of world building and aspects of storytelling. The goal is to sort of, move away from the you really have no choice kind of thing, and that's a very, 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 very hard problem which we spent years working on. But we're building upon a foundation of stuff we've done before, just trying to go in a different direction with it. But it's always going to be part of our DNA.
City where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your city as well.